Rosemary DiCarlo. I thank both for their briefing. Mr. President, a year ago, the Northern Command of the Ethiopian National Defense Force was attacked within. The unsuspecting men and women in uniform were slain in the dark hours of November 4, 2020. The long-standing service and sacrifice of the National Defense Forces is rewarded by unprecedented level of betrayal and treasonous attack waged by TPLF. Ethiopia will never forget the patriots and their service and sacrifice. The day will also go down as the day of infamy in Ethiopia's proud history. In this connection, I would like to extend our thanks to members of this council who stood with my country during this very trying year. Mr. President, in the past year, we reversed the military threat posed by TPLF. In parallel, we made all efforts to provide food and non-food items to people in need in Tigray. We signed a humanitarian assistance agreement with the United Nations. We spent close to 100 million for assistance and reconstruction. We declared humanitarian ceasefire and withdraw our forces. And we implored the treasonous group to hand over leaders of its criminal scheme and leave its rank and file members to live in peace. All this is proven to be in vain. It didn't help us gain peace. Today, I will not provide you details on the humanitarian assistance we delivered to our people in need. As a result of the continued and now widespread criminal belligerence of TPLF, the people of Tigray that needed urgent humanitarian assistance are not having any aid delivered. The people in Afar and Amara regions are rendered vulnerable. Cities and towns are shelled. Residents are killed in their doorsteps and robbed their earnings from their toil. True to its unscrupulous and cruel nature, TPLF is causing terror and mayhem. As we speak, Ethiopians in the northern part of the country are fending for their life and the life of their children. The trucks we sent to Tigray with food and medical supplies are transporting weapons and use combatants that are frauded or forced to fight against their brothers and sisters for no apparent public interest, but for the greedy-driven political agenda of a few individuals. Excellencies, we honor and respect the call for political dialogue. It is an approach we fully prescribe to and even applied in resolving many interested and interstate disputes. Inherently, our current situation is not any different. There is a deep-seated political difference and grievances in our nascent democracy. We are also a diverse nation and a home to 83 languages and many groups than headlines care to mention with unaddressed legitimate questions and demands. However, no political group, despite their grievances, have raised an arm against their brethren. No ethnic or political group, despite its unfulfilled demands, have waged war against the motherland. Diversity is not Ethiopia's problem. Our challenge is not, as some reluctantly posit, a failure to manage diversity. Diversity is Ethiopia's asset. Our problem is a criminal group that refused to accept equality and let go ill-gained supremacy and privilege. Unfortunately, this group garners support from many sources. Some media outlets in the West, some staff members and leaders of international organizations openly support the group. For your surprise, we sometimes learn the motives and the next steps of the group from statements and speeches of high-placed officials of these entities. As you may recall, even this council was made to convene over a false report alleging heinous crimes, including the use of anger as a weapon of war. Thankfully, truth has come out, and these malicious accusations are dispelled by a joint investigation report of the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission and the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Our plea for members of the international community, states and non-state actors, to refrain from providing moral and material support went unheeded. TPLF is emboldened and numbed itself to an extent it stopped counting the lives of Ethiopians from Tigray, its sacrifice on its hopeless journey. It is emboldened to a level it threatens to unseat a popularly elected federal government and destabilize a nation of 112 million people. We again reiterate our plea for the support of this group that have been providing it with communication equipment, satellite information, weapons, and even fighters to desist from this. It is not only illegal, but also an immoral act. Mr. President, Ethiopia is pained. What we have gone through at the hands of this criminal group will require intergenerational effort to heal. For this, Ethiopia needs its children to dialogue and reconcile. We have time and again expressed our readiness and explained the preparation for national political dialogue. Had it not been for the bloodshed caused by the TPLF, even the political future of this group would have had a prospect of resolution through dialogue. In line with our commitment, we entertained the efforts for support and undertook the work with all our friends to learn from their experience and draw the available and relevant lesson and support. We accepted the High Representative of the African Union to the Horn of Africa and assist his role. We believe the regional solution is best placed to support us get out of this problem. This being said, our route to a dialogue and political solution will not be straightforward or easy. For now, we are focused on halting the TPLF and rescuing and reaching our public that suffered immensely under its cruel and deceptive methods. In this regard, we remind everyone concerned there are no two parties here. There is a government representing the whole of the Ethiopian people and representing the Ethiopian state, and there is a group advancing its criminal cause through atrocities. Any attempt, including the media campaign we have been witnessing in the past few days, to launder the TPLF and diminish the horror it committed against the Ethiopian people will only be counterproductive. Mr. President, what exalts my country as a nation is to overcome its own challenges. What may raise us as a country is the commitment of all Ethiopians to bring peace and stability. What is needed is well-meant insight and forethought and support. Statements of marginalization, sanctions, punitive measures will not help, or rather counterproductive. Out of our conviction to peaceful solution to all disputes, we will keep engaging all well-meaning actors, the AU High Representative, and regional leaders. In the course of this process, we hope we have the understanding of this Council and its membership. I would like to assure the Council member that my country will prevail as it did in the past in the face of all its adversities.